Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast.
Good morning, almost afternoon. It's about 10:30. Geez. And welcome to the Ordinary Daily version of the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast. My name is Scott. I'll be your host today. Got started way late today, guys. I ran through one iteration of the podcast and I didn't like one of the topics that I went off on. So I'm redoing the whole thing. Sometimes is the way I operate. So apologize for the lateness. We woke up at 6:30 this morning, had to drive my mother-in-law to the bus station, come home, had to drive my daughter to daycare, come home. Stephanie and I got our cars. So we're like, all right, let's go we had to get the cars inspected. Brought the cars in to get inspected and, first of all, there was a line, of course. And then her car got inspected just fine. And mine doesn't have a sticker on the license plate, which in Massachusetts, when you get registered, a little sticker goes on the license plate. It has the year on it so that the cops know if your registration's overdue and they can pull you over and give you a ticket. So they get a nice, easy way to, fatten the coffers for them. All it's registration and, it's all a racket. It's all a racket. Inspection. It's all a racket just to put some more money into the government. Yeah, I'm sticking with that too. Total racket. But anyway, my car didn't have a sticker on the license plate, which apparently, so it comes with the registration. The dealer had the registration. Stephanie has her sticker. I don't have mine. And so my car can't get inspected. So I'm going to be driving around a car with no inspection sticker until I resolve this, which is either going to have to be going to the dealership and seeing if they still have the sticker, or then going to the RMV in Massachusetts, the Registry of Motor Vehicles. I know in New York it was DMV. I like DMV better. I still haven't really gotten used to RMV since I moved here. But I'm going to have to go there, wait online, get in a sticker. And then God knows if that's going to cost me money. And then I got to turn back around and go and get the thing inspected again. A wasted day because somewhere along the line, someone dropped the ball. It frustrates me. People don't do their jobs right. It just does. It drives me insane. Can you tell? It drives me insane. It ruins my day. It ruins my I don't know when I'm even going to get this done because I have other things to do. I have a little race in 61 days. Today's May 28th, 61 days to Ironman Lake Placid. I got things to do. I'm putting together our video. I don't know if you can see my computer screen here. Putting together a video of the Ordinary Marathon. I worked on it for hours the other day. I looked at it 45 seconds through the video. It's really like an intricate process. Like you guys don't understand. I spent a lot of time on this. But I think the product's really good and really worth it. It makes the race that much more worthwhile. You guys are gonna like the slideshow this year. It's really good. At least for 45 seconds, it's really good. I don't know about the remaining parts. I haven't made them yet. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about training. Yesterday, my yoga was a little bit longer than I thought. It was about a half an hour, which everyone has been like 15 to 20 minutes before then. So I wound up not having time to do the upper body strength training. I put it off and I just didn't do it. Did a bike ride last night about 45 minutes to an hour. It was pretty good. There was some, good intense intervals in there. I didn't really have a plan with that yesterday. I just kind of, I sat down. I wasn't going to move the bike to the trainer. And then I looked at the weather and the weather said it was going to rain today. So I'm like, all right, if it's going to rain today, and I didn't do anything yet yesterday, I might as well throw the bike on the trainer, do the bike. Then the bike is on the trainer today for when it rains. So if I want to do the bike again today, I just got to jump on it. It's already set up and ready to go. Although the easy solution would be get a second bike. I know. I just need a job. Just need a source of income. Maybe the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast will one day pay the bills around here and I can get another bike. But until then, I don't think it's going to happen. So that was yesterday. So yoga, a decent bike ride today. Jesus, so it's 10:30, man. It's 10:30. I definitely have to do the upper body strength training today. I need to do a run today. I can't skip out on my run. Got to do a run. And then hopefully tonight do the bike. That's the plan. All right. That's the plan for today. We'll see how many more things get done. We got the GoPro stick here. I think I showed this to you guys yesterday. The GoPro isn't in it. It's just kind of empty right now, but I do have the GoPro right here. I just need to set it up. It's got batteries and I was going to say film. Remember film? Remember film? No, it's got a little data card that goes in it, a little tiny chip. It's really kind of neat. This thing here. Remember film? Film, like all this thing. You had to bring it into like the little photo mat and then they give you the negatives. And now I get hours of video on this little thing. Little thing. You can't even see it. It's insane. It's insane what we've come up with. But we're going to be doing a lot more video in the weeks to come. That's the plan. Now, sometimes I announce these things and they don't actually come to fruition, so that certainly may be the case. But we're going to try to be expanding the YouTube channel in the next few weeks, especially leading up to the race. So I know a lot of you guys listen to the podcast. It's super cool with that. More people listen to the podcast by far than watch the YouTube channel. But in the coming weeks, we will have more updated video on the YouTube channel version of the podcast than we will on the audio, just because, you can't really see so well on the audio. So just so you guys know, if you're listening to the podcast on just the audio, if you want to go to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button for me. We'd love to have you guys as subscribers. Really could use them in terms of our YouTube presence. And we'll see how it goes from there as we get to close. I mean, geez, 61 days, man. And I don't have 61 days of training because we got the 70.3 coming up in June. It's gone by so fast. I know I say this every podcast, but it's gone by so fast. And I really got to buckle down here in these last couple, last 8 weeks here, 8.5 weeks. Got to buckle down and make sure that we're ready for race day. And we're going to do that for sure. And like I said, it's with the video, I think it'll be a lot more visual, and a lot better that way than it will be just listening on the audio. But we'll be still doing the audio. So I'm not abandoning you guys. I love you guys. Just going to be doing a lot more of the video. What else we got here? I came across an article. We're going to go off. All right. We've talked about training. We can move on from there. I'm about 7 minutes in. I can't let you guys go at 7 minutes. So I want to talk about this article I read the other day, really yesterday. I think I saw something, maybe a headline the other day, and then I saw the actual article yesterday, where apparently people are dying on Mount Everest because there are lines of people waiting at the summit. Now, if you've ever seen the summit, or the lead up to the summit, there's like a pathway, a single file line of people that go up to the top. Now, the pictures now are insane. How many people are in line waiting to get to the top of Mount Everest? And I got to tell you, just seeing that, I mean, it's one of those things where climbing Mount Everest is not on my list necessarily, but it's not on my list because I don't think it's achievable, or I don't want to do. Who wouldn't want to be on the highest point on Earth? I think if you don't have a little part of you that wants to do that, you're either way too reserved and concerned about your own personal safety and security, or you're just missing something. Like sounds like the coolest thing to do. Top of the earth. There's not many things. I mean, you think about it, running 26.2 miles, that's sort of arbitrary. Running an ultra, 100 miles. Who picks that number? 100. Sounds official. George Carlin. 200-mile race. Who picks that? It's not like it's the pinnacle. There's no pinnacle. But there's a pinnacle of how high you can climb, and it's the top of Mount Everest. There's a pinnacle of how low you can go, and maybe underwater. I don't think anyone's ever been there. It's probably like the Marianas Trench. I don't know. I'm guessing. It's just something I heard on a Scooby-Doo once. It's probably true, actually. That's probably really where I did hear it. But the top of the earth. And you think about when the first guy, what's his name? I got to draw my Jeopardy trivia. Sir Edmund Hillary, is that it? Sir Edmund, I think it was Sir Edmund Hillary. I don't know. But put it this way, if it was $1,000 clue on Jeopardy, I would hit the button and risk it with Sir Edmund Hillary. And if I lost, I lost. But that name is familiar. He definitely did something if he didn't climb Mount Everest. You think about when he got there. There was no line. There was no Yeah, there was no, oh, I gotta wait. Oh, I might die as I'm waiting from altitude sickness, or I gotta hold my balance, or I might fall off the edge. And I think one guy just disappeared, and I think he just fell. I think that they talk about having bodies up on Everest that they can't recover, that have been there for years and years and years, and they freeze. So they don't ever really, they don't ever dissolve. They just stay there, which is crazy. You climb Mount Everest, you see all the people that died before you. That's insane. But there's a line of people. It's a single file line. It's very dangerous. People are dying. And the people are just waiting there. And you think about Sir Edmund Hillary is up there enjoying it. You think about, man, here I am. You soak in, you breathe in the air. You soak in the atmosphere. This is what you're looking at. No one's ever seen this before. And then to do it now, you got to wait online. And it's like freaking being at CVS in New York City or at Dunkin' Donuts right down the block. It's like, can I enjoy the fact that I climbed up to the top of Mount Everest? Can I just take a moment? And there's a Sherpa with a Polaroid going, next, next, come on, let's go, move along. It's like I just climbed Mount Everest. Move along, please. There's a whole lot of people in line. You look down, the line is it's like a mile long. It's like trying to get into FAO Schwartz in the 80s for the week before Christmas in Manhattan. Well, the line goes around the block. I don't think that store exists anymore, does it? I don't know. It was open later than the 80s. It was open for a long time. I think it closed a few years ago. Anyway, but that's what it's like. The line is insane. Can you imagine climbing to Everest and then being told to wait online? And I think about it. I'm like, geez, my first thought was how to make an incredible moment less special. Who did this? Like, whose idea was this? People pay $30,000 to $50,000 to get to climb Mount Everest. Then they get to the top and they have to wait online. Some of them with altitude sickness that if they don't get down, they're going to die. Like literally. And then I kind of thought about it. And I kind of scrubbed that thought for a moment. Because I think we've had this conversation before a few times, which was basically, when I grew up, running a marathon was something that only like really skinny runners did. You never thought. I never thought I'd ever accomplish running a marathon. Certainly thought that if I would do it, I'd have to have like some more of a, more of a runner's body. You can't do it at 200 pounds, 225 pounds. No way. No way. And now people are proving people wrong all the time. All the time. And, people are accomplishing at all weights, at all ages, whatever. We used to call it being, I saw, you would call us being handicapped 10 years ago, but I see a guy with one leg finishing the New York City Marathon on some kind of crutches. And I think, oh my God, blind people being led and directed, and running full marathons. And I think it's very similar when I think about it. And on the one hand, it's like, I think the way this thought came up was the question doesn't make it less special. I mean, certainly you think about it, the first person that ever climbed Everest, we know his name, at least we think. We think we know his name. He climbed Mount Everest. We know his name. It's special. It's got to be more special than if I climbed it. Agreed. There's a certain element of danger. No one's ever done it before. Now, I mean, so many people have done it. It's like they've paved the way. There's probably a trail. There's a trail that leads up there, right? I'm certainly you have to do some technical climbing, I'm sure. But I'm sure that the road, the pathway is pretty much, is etched out there for you. You know where to go. You know how to do it. They've made the easiest way up there to traverse everything and get you there as safely as possible. They got to make sure that your check clears, before you potentially fall off the edge of the world. Anyway, so the question is, does it make it less special? And I think to a certain degree, you got to say, yes, it does make it a little special to a certain degree. I mean, just by nature, it has to. just by logic. I think it has to, but I kind of want to look at it a different way, which is what is up with us as a species? I'm getting big here. I'm getting big thought that all of a sudden people like feel the need to accomplish these things. Hey, I gotta reach the top point of Earth. I gotta do it. My life isn't complete unless I do it. I gotta save my money. I gotta pay the bill, and then I'm off. I gotta buy a coat and some gloves, maybe a hat, some boots, and wait in line behind 300 people in a single file line, 30,000 feet above sea level, just to snap a Polaroid and be told I gotta get on my way. But I think it's a good thing, and I think it's a good thing that we see so many people of all shapes and sizes and ages accomplishing things like marathons, doing things like triathlons and Ironman races, and 100-milers and 200-milers, like we talked to Ryan Chikuski a few weeks ago about. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's a sign that in this world we live in, and we think about the construct, again, big thinking here. Just rattling this off the top of my tongue. I didn't know where this was going to go. I had extra time to fill, and now I'm in the danger zone. But you think about a lot of the lives that we lead, and it's sit in front of a computer screen, in front of a cubicle, or behind a cashier's desk, or waiting tables, whatever it is you do. I think we all kind of have a need to reach out and accomplish something, or achieve a goal, or even just to feel alive, to breathe some air that you never thought, in a place that you never thought you'd breathe the air, top of Mount Everest. Those gasps at the end of a race, those last few, where you see the finish line and you're like, I got to get there. And you do that last sprint and you're breathing heavy and all your muscles ache. There's a certain thing that makes you feel alive when you do something like that. And, I think it's encouraging. It's encouraging to see more and more people doing stuff like that. And I think it shows that, I think of my father's generation. I don't know even why I say this, 'cause I'm going to dig deeper. And his lessons to me were work hard, get a good job, pay the bills, get benefits, get your family health insurance, be a responsible adult and human being. And there wasn't a lot more beyond that. It wasn't a lot of, maybe save your money was his, save your money, do that. But there was never anything like, hey, run a marathon. Hey, do something for yourself. Hey, make yourself feel alive. There was never anything about that. Even if it was like, play the piano, it was sit down and take your piano lessons. Like do it. It was never enjoy the piano. And years later, when I went back, I took piano lessons for probably, I don't know, one summer. And I was pretty decent at it. I just never loved it. And I never loved it because it was an assignment. It was something I was made to do, and I never enjoyed it. And I remember even sending my daughter to take piano lessons a couple years ago, and the guys showed me the book. Oh, we're going to do this. We'll do this lesson this day. And I said, dude, put the book away. I just want her to enjoy piano. And I think it's about the experiences. I think that that's kind of where culturally that we're starting to move towards. And I'm encouraged by that. I mean, so for as much as it sucks being online at the top of Mount Everest, which is kind of like poetic justice in a way too. When you think about our culture, we're always waiting in line. We're always stuck in traffic. We're always waiting in line, whether it's at the bank or on the freeway or whatever. I go through 91 and through Hartford on a Friday afternoon. See how fun that traffic is. But people are I think people are dying to experience things and to feel alive. And I think that's encouraging. And hey, maybe this podcast helps out in some way that, that people feel like they need, I'm patting myself on the back for nothing at all. But I don't know, I'm encouraged to hear what you guys think. Why do you run? Why do you do marathons? Why do you want to do a marathon? How does it make you feel? Do you want to climb Mount Everest? Is it something that you'd like to do? I mean, I honestly, like, the thought of me climbing Mount Everest is like, no way. But it would be cool. But no way. But it would be cool. It would be great to say I did it. It would be great to experience it, unless they just shuffle me off the line like they do with everybody else. But it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Anyway, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. We're gonna wrap it up right there. I got to go do my upper body strength training before I lose all the work I've done, the hard work I've done already. It's already freaking 10:45. I'm going crazy. I got to post this thing now. And hey, remember, every day is an ordinary day. It takes you to make it extraordinary. So get after it today, guys.
Remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel.